Hello and welcome to Eat and Live Free. My name is Alisia Young, and I'm so excited that you're here to join in on this self-love and heart-opening yoga practice. The goal with this practice is to support you with tuning into yourself and allow you to create focused time where you are appreciating yourself and loving on yourself, because that is so important. Now, on this channel, you will find meditation practices and mindful movement, along with guided meditations and education related to nutrition, especially when it comes to overcoming junk food and processed food dependency. If you're interested in more of that content, remember to subscribe. Now, in this practice, props are optional, but you're welcome to incorporate blocks and a bolster. There will also be a self-love guided meditation that you can access separately at the end of this movement practice. Let's get moving. Let's start our practice by showing ourselves some love by giving ourselves a hug. You can rock side to side if that feels comforting to you as well. Coming into a modified sun salutation, come to the top of your mat with mountain pose, arms by your side, palms facing forward. Deep breath in, arms up to the ceiling for upward salut. Deep breath out, swan dive forward. Bring your palms towards the ground, bending your knees if needed, and flat back as you bring your palms up to your shins and bringing your hands back down to the mat, bending your knees and taking your feet back as you come into plank. Take your hips back to downward facing dog as you're up in that inverted V, pedaling your heels, scooping your head forward between your arms into upward facing dog, and bringing your hips back into downward facing dog. Hold for a moment, bring your knees down to the mat, coming into tabletop position. We come into cat and cow, inhaling on our cat and exhaling on our cow. Alternating at your own rhythm. Coming back to neutral as we get ready for bird dog. You can do this pose with just alternating your arms or just alternating your legs, or you can switch between opposite arm and opposite leg. Now, starting with our right arm, you're going to raise that arm so that it's parallel to the ground and level with the shoulder, and same thing with your left leg. Holding for a moment, bringing your limbs back to center and switching it up, bringing your left arm parallel to the mat and your right leg parallel to the ground. Holding for a moment and bringing your limbs back to center and alternating between sides at your own rhythm. Coming into child's pose, bring your hips back towards your heels. You can rest your head onto the mat or a prop. You can reach your arms forward, stretching them in front of you or by your sides. Coming back into your tabletop and extending your feet back as you scoop your chest through your arms into upward facing dog. And after a brief moment, bring your hips back towards downward facing dog and bending your knees, walking forward up to the front of your mat and taking your time to roll up with a big shoulder roll back. And deep breath in as you bring your arms up to the ceiling and back down to your side as you take a moment of pause in mountain pose Tadasana. From here, coming into Warrior One, taking your left foot back at about 45 degrees and a comfortable stance, scooping your arms up beside your ears and sinking into that front thigh as much as it's comfortable, keeping that knee above the ankle. Being grateful for our body allowing us to balance and stay stable. Now opening up that back foot so it lines up with the back short edge of your mat. And now you're going to rotate your chest towards the left so that your arms and your hips are in the same plane and keeping those arms parallel to the mat. On your next inhale, coming into reverse warrior, resting that back arm along the back of the leg or back calf, scooping your front arm up and over above your head. Coming back into Warrior Two, and now resting that front forearm on your front thigh, coming into extended side angle as you bring the back arm up and over your head. Coming into triangle, scoot that back foot a little bit closer to even out your stance and straighten out that front leg, making sure the knee is not locked, reaching that front arm onto the leg into a comfortable area, whether that's the shin or the ground or near the ankle. Rotate your top arm up to open up your chest. You can look up towards that top arm, or you can glance in front of you or at a downward angle. And you can loop that top arm around as you thank your body for staying balanced and helping you stay stable in times of challenge. And now turning your body to face the direction of your front foot. You're going to bend your knees as you come back down towards your mat, slowly coming down into upward facing dog. Bring your hips back into downward facing dog. And bend your knees as you take your time to walk forward to the front of the mat, or you can hop or step up to the front. And as you slowly come up, take that deep breath in as you rotate your shoulders back. Taking it to the other side. Taking a pause in mountain pose Tadasana. Bringing your arms to the ceiling with a deep breath in and deep breath out, arms by your sides. And bringing your hands in front of you, either in prayer pose or just crossing over at your chest to show yourself some love. Stepping back into Warrior One with your right foot. Deep breath in, bring your arms by your ears as you relax your shoulders down. Rotate towards the right as you shift into Warrior Two with your arms parallel to the ground. Leaning back into reverse warrior, resting that back arm on your back leg, scooping that front arm up and over as you gently glance towards the palm of your hand, if comfortable for your neck. And coming down into extended side angle, resting that front forearm on the front thigh and reaching the back arm up and over your head. You can look up into the crease of your elbow or look in a direction that's comfortable for your neck. Now bringing that back foot in to a comfortable stance as we come into triangle, straightening that front leg, making sure there's always a slight bend in the knee, reaching that front arm and resting it on the front leg and opening up our chest as we bring that back arm up towards the ceiling. Rotating towards the front foot, bending our knees and coming back into our child's pose. Coming back up into your tabletop, getting ready to come onto our back so we can show ourselves some love by bringing our knees in towards our chest and rocking side by side, just mothering ourselves and providing that nurturing. And coming into our last pose of this practice, which is our recline bound angles. So you can come into this pose if you have a bolster and 2 blocks. You'll put the bolster directly behind your tailbone and take your time to lean back onto it. And you'll bring your feet into bound angle or butterfly pose. And if you'd like to add the blocks beneath your knees, then you can do that. You can also come into your corpse pose as well. Now from here, I invite you to click the link in this video or in the description for a companion self-love guided meditation which supports this movement practice. If you've enjoyed this practice, please make sure to like the video and subscribe if you'd like more. Thank you for participating in this practice and see you over at the self-love guided meditation.